If you've copied a table into Google Sheets and it looks like this, where it's occupying just a single column, I'm going to show you how you can fix that with just a single formula. In this example, I've copied a dividend payment table into Google Sheets, but as you can see, it's not displaying properly as a table. So how do we fix this? I've got 5 fields here, one for description, amount, X date, record date, and payment date. So I've got 5 fields. So I'm going to set up a field itself here that's called number of fields. The idea being that you can adjust this, so if you've got a different number of fields, you can easily adjust that accordingly. So I'm going to enter a value of 5 here, and that's what I'm going to reference in my formula. So it's just a single formula because I'm going to copy it down as far as I need to. So I'm going to start with the index function, and basically the index function is going to grab my entire range. So I'm going to select A1 to A1000. My data set doesn't go that far down, but I'm just going to make it large enough so it encompasses everything that I need. I'm going to freeze this range using F4. And for the row calculation, this is really the crux of this entire formula because I have to set it up so that it automatically knows to jump 5 rows and adjust based on the column position that it's in. So here's how I'm going to set that up. So I'm going to open parentheses and use the row function to say reference A1 because as I'm copying this down, this is automatically going to increment to row 2, row 3, and so on. So this is the first row of my table. And I'm going to multiply it by that number of fields argument here. So D1. And again, I'm going to freeze that as well to make sure that doesn't change. I'm going to close parentheses, and I'm also going to subtract by that same field. And the reason why I'm doing this is because for that first instance, I don't want to jump ahead. It's only until I copy down to the next one that I want that to happen. So for example, here, row A1, that's going to return a value of 1. So 1 times 5 will be 5. Minus 5 is going to net out to 0. And here is where I'm going to add the column. So column A1. And so column A is the first column. So that's also going to return a value of 1. So I'm going to close this out. Actually, enter 1 for this column number, but that relates to the index function. I've only selected one column in here, so that's the only value I can enter here. So now I'm going to close this out. And so it's going to pull in the description. Because remember, 1 times 5 is 5, minus 5 is 0, plus 1 is going to return that first value. Now, as I drag this formula across, it's going to update so that B1 is the second column, C is the third, D is the fourth, and E is the fifth. So the payment date is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth value in that. So now what I can do is grab these values and paste it as far down as I need to. So as you can see, you can copy this as far down as you need to. You could potentially want to add if error statements just to make sure that you can extend it far beyond where you need to and it's not going to result in errors. But you can adjust this based on how big your table needs to be. So let's break down this second row to see how it works. So row A2, so the second row is going to return a value of 2. So A2 is on the second row. So that's 2 times 5 is going to be 10 minus the 5 puts us at 5 again. And then column A is the first one. So 5 plus 1 would be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So August 2025, which is what we've got here. So if this is 6, this is going to be 7 because now this is B2, the second column. So 5 plus 2 gets us at 7, 1.2. Then July 23rd, August 6th. So as you can see, it's recreated this table correctly based on calculating those correct row positions. That's why I say it's just a single formula because the key is if we get that row number to calculate correctly, then we can set up a dynamic formula that's automatically going to put us in the right position to put the right value in the right combination of row and column. So by doing this, you can convert a table that looks like this and that may look too hard to convert into something like this through just a single formula. So that's a wrap for this video. If you did like it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.